Hello, my crafty friends. Welcome to Donna's Creations and More. I am Donna. Now let's get today's tutorial, a mermaid cake topper. So I already have my mermaid, and I made her a little clay hand, and she's holding some birthday balloons I just got at Hobby Lobby. So I'm going to give her a quick coat of this beige color. As you see I'm doing here. And on this mermaid I will be doing every little detail, like the front, the back, making sure I get all the edges. But this is going to be my cake topper for my Mermaid Under the Sea baked cake. So I'm just giving her a quick coat of this taupe color and making sure I get every little edge and detail. And I do apologize, but when I was recording the last part, when I was adding the balloons and all, the camera stopped recording. I didn't have enough storage space, which really sucked. But anyhow, she needs more of a tan. So we're going to go with light mocha. When she's out in the water, she's going to get a nice golden tan. So let's give her a nice golden tan. Yeah, that looks much better. Don't you guys agree? So we know the beige color is great if you just want like a natural skin color. But if you want a nice golden tan here, to use the light mocha. And I apologize for any noise. I am outside enjoying my morning coffee, doing my voiceover. This, I think, turned out so far, but what I got done in this video, right this moment as doing this voiceover, turned out really, really good. I love how I got her tail done, and just her outfit. I got her outfit done right now. So here I got these cupcake liners at Joann Fabrics when I was in there. I had to run in, get some flowers for my mom, and I saw these cupcake liners, and I'm like, they're really pretty. They might work out really good for my mermaid. So here I am, going to take some Mod Podge. And you guys, you're going to learn from my mistakes right here. That's the one good thing about watching us YouTubers. You learn from our mistakes. So I'm going to take this cupcake liner, and I decide to flatten it out. Why? I don't know. I guess so it would stick better, so I thought. You guys. But guess what? I thought wrong. And you will see this. This poor mermaid has been done 3 times. Here's number 1. First attempt. I got my first little layer on. Now remember, I broke her tail. So her tail, I can feel is a little flimsy in there. Even though I use wood glue. But there's just no support. But I do fix that. I later on just added a toothpick inside and hot glued it. Now here's what I started to notice. It's not staying stuck down. And you see, I'm adding more Mod Podge and I'm trying. It looks good like that. I admit it. But it's not working out. We're going to continue. And I'm going to hold it in place and see. Now this is where I decide the ruffles look better. Then this is where I decide, okay, let's not flatten it out. Let's give her ruffles. Very pretty, cupcake liners. So here I'm going to show you how I do it. I just cut a slit along the cupcake liner and cut the very bottom out to make my strips. Very simple and easy. Guess what? Grease resistant. It's got like some type of, I don't know, slippery layer on it. So this is why it's not working with the Mod Podge. Oh, here goes Donna getting the glue gun. Forget the Mod Podge, you guys. Ain't gonna work with grease resistant. You need just plain old paper. Cupcake liners. So here we go with attempt number 2. At least I didn't get far. But just wait. Just wait. Because you guys know me. You know me. I'm gonna change my mind. And you'll see why. Look, my glue gun wasn't hot enough. Impatient. Yep. Here we go again. So the hot glue is working. Yay. Forget Mod Podge. Not gonna work with grease resistant liners. It's got some type of plastic coating on it. Which makes them great cupcake liners. It's not for decoupage. But that's okay, because I don't mind hot gluing it. And when I pick it up, that's just so I'm bringing it right underneath my eyes so I can make sure I'm putting it on correctly. So we're just going to continue, add it on the front, folding it over, trimming it, hot glue it down. Trim it again, hot glue it. Here I decided to get closer for you guys, so you can see. I didn't like this one part down there, so see, you can change the color just like that. Now, when I'm done with her, I'm debating on these balloons. She's so glam and pretty. I have to do something to these balloons. Yep, let's add our next layer on. Now it's looking like a skirt, sort of. Yes, you see me being impatient. I even letting the glue set. And I gotta go back and make sure it's still in the right spot. I even bought like mermaid ribbon, but I am loving doing the cupcake liners. Again, we're just gonna keep continuing. Now, I do not know why. I'm gonna tell you guys this because I need something to talk about. Every time I did something to this mermaid, the back looked better than the front. I had no idea why. And you know, it wasn't like I can just flip her around because her hand is facing that way holding the balloons. And you'll see that as I keep continuing on. And here I have to, in order to make it fit properly, just cut a little slit in it. And it's not even going to matter because, one, it's going to be covered, and two, it's a plastic coating on the back of them, so it sort of heck ain't going to rip. And it's going to get covered again anyhow with hot glue. Now look, we're almost done. I'm going to cut another little slit into her to get around her midsection here because it's wider. I don't want my paper too out of whack. I want to try to keep my layers looking nice going up. If you all know me and watch my videos, I try to do things as perfect as possible. And I'm really trying to make this a super gorgeous cake, fake baked cake for my 1K celebration. But I wanted to get the cake topper done first. And it took me a while. I have been so sick. Oh my god, I'm still sick. I woke up today. My nose is running. I'm sneezing. I'm like, what the heck? When I went to urgent care, did they give me like antibiotic? No, they gave me some viral medicine. Does it kill antibiotic elements in your body? No. Oh no. Gave me all this different meds, cough meds, sinus meds. But I just have to go see my primary. But my primary is in Maryland. I live in PA. And it's such a long drive. And I am way too weak to drive an hour away to the doctor's. Because I don't want to get rid of my doctor. He knows all my health problems, so I don't like switching doctors. So we got to here so far. And look how pretty the back looks. Look at that, you guys. And look at the front. I am loving the back. Loving it. So guess what? Yep. Attempt number 3 now. But that's okay. I like how it comes up and curves up in the middle like that. Does suck, I was almost done. But again, as I said in the beginning of this video, watch everything I do. The back's gonna look better. And here it was. The main attraction of this mermaid. Not saying that's not cute, but the other way looks so much more realistic. Like it spins. And I do end up eventually, like, look at that. Oh my god, I'm just like loving it. I'm gonna try to make it match. I know right this second I'm not. But I do end up start cutting the cupcake liners in half. So we're gonna wrap them around and we're gonna make sure that design's on the front now. Make sure you get all your edges, because remember, this is a plastic layer inside. I don't know what type of material, you guys. It just feels like some type of slippery liner
To make
inside.
this uniform all around, just cut the cupcake liners in half. That's what I would do if I ever did this again.
But I am going to save all them little circles I cut out with my liners. Because, geez, they're so pretty. You can cut them out with any die cut or punches. Make something else. Same with this, napkin, cupcake liners. You have die cuts? Oh my goodness, you can write out happy birthday and actually literally put it on the cake because it's plastic underneath.
Crazy how my mind thinks once I start
doing
a voiceover and I add a whole bunch of other things in. All these ideas just start popping in my head. But to be totally honest, you guys, I literally don't cut anything out except for stupid crap like when I'm getting up to go get something and everything. Otherwise, you guys see everything, all my mistakes and all.
So I'm just going to continue going around so I can make the same little curve up parts in the front now of her. Got a nice little breeze out here. Hear all the wind chimes? I love the sound of the wind chimes. Me and my little hummingbird friends will come visit when I'm out here. It's gonna suck when it gets cold. I would really love to be able to make this like a sunroom, but can't afford that. Come out here during the winter. Watch the wildlife. Look at the pond. Doing the same thing. Gonna cut my little slits. Wrap it around. Excuse me, you guys. Oh, this bronchitis and all kicking my butt. I don't know when I'm going to do my live video, you guys. Just keep watching my community page and keep your notifications on, and it'll tell you when I post. Believe it or not, this is all I got done on crafting yesterday. And I was wiped out. She's looking so much better. I'm loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. I actually even like how much fuller it made her tail on her. What's your guys' thoughts on this so far? And my dog wants out. Ain't nothing new, huh? Now see right there, I hot glued it, which gave it that same looking ruffle. There's a lot of glue on this mermaid. And a lot of paper. That's okay. I think this is where I started cutting them. I'm not even sure, you guys, yet. I know I do. Yep. I started cutting them in half so I can have that scallop look. This is what I was talking about earlier. If I had to redo this again, this is the way I would do it. Exactly the way I'm doing it right now. And you don't have to have all your same colors on the same side either. Like you can flip them. You'll see me do it. Like you can see I have like blue and then purple. A little bit of purple mixed in. Or a little bit of blue mixed. Oh, I don't know, wait till I turn it around. See, where do I do it at? See how the colors are different down the bottom? And I noticed that. And I just keep lining it around, layering it around until I get this completely covered the way I want. And when I'm gonna cut these again, I'm gonna let my dog out. Scarlet. Scarlet, come on. Scarlet, come on. Now! You made me get up for nothing. Okay, you guys. She wanted to pester Mommy. Oh, she didn't even want out.
You know what she does? She lays by the back window here on the big screen door, and her claws scratch the molding while she's propping her head up so she can keep an eye on me.
So now we're just going to continue doing that and cutting them. So we have that nice scallop all the way around. And I probably should have done this from the very beginning, but it's okay, it's the back. I'm learning as I go. But if you want that scallop look on both sides, don't do as I do. Do as I'm doing right now. It looks so pretty. So pretty. See, now here's where I'm going to decide to flip the color. I'm going to put purple on this side. Because you notice the bottom's got a little bit of purple. So it's just a matter of where you lay the liners down. And where you cut them. Just trim off where her waist goes. And I think that gives it a little bit of interest. And color, how it flip-flops like that. Just wait, you guys. She gets better looking. Now look how pretty that looks. Now let's finish off her waist. Make it nice and perfect. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Just cut a little scrap piece, hot glue it in. Now, I'm not happy with the very bottom. Like, I don't see that scallop look. So I'm going to try to give it a little scallop look. Probably wasting my time. I don't know. I have to see how the video goes. It's funny when I go and cut out stupid stuff, like when I'm getting up to go grab a supply. I normally show you guys everything. Except for when I'm doing something stupid, like getting up looking for something. And I just cut that out. And that still didn't go too much in the little flare, but it fills out underneath the tail. Because that's really puffy. And I'm going to do the same thing on the back.
Wow, you can really hear me wheezing in this video on this voiceover because I'm listening to it again, making sure everything's correct. And adding in any other little thoughts I might think of to be able to share with my lovely crafty friends.
Oh gosh, my whole body aches, you guys. Again, I do apologize. I think before my real live, I'm going to do a test to make sure it works. Like, I pushed the live button and it said I had to wait 24 hours. And I think I'm going to do a test before the real live just to make sure.
Everything is cool before then.
Isn't this, cupcake liner so pretty? I looked at people's different mermaids, what they did, but I wanted to do it my way. I don't like copying off anybody, but again, I did get the topper idea from my friend Crafting with Barbara. Here she is here, and here's her cake. And at the end of the video, I will show you her mermaid compared to mine. So check her out. She's got her own unique style of crafting, which we all do. And I like her type of crafting because she can think outside the box and just come up with any type of fake. So here I have a different bunch of colors of glitter. Actually all the ones I'm going to use are from the little set at Walmart that you can buy. I do have a blue there that's from Dollar Tree, but I don't even end up using it. Now watch this, you guys. The same thing's going to happen. The back's going to look better than the front. Drove me nuts on this whole video. This is number 2 time. So these are just like 2 colors that look like they're in the purplish cut tone, purplish and pink, and I'm just mixing them. But I end up just using the one that looks purple. See, that color matches so much better. Now watch. Look at the back. Got a nice little design. Like a fin design. But that's okay, because I fixed all this. Not exactly fix it, but best as I can. See, there's my problem. I'm going straight across with the brush. And I should have got a smaller liner brush. But oh well. Then I'm going to take this glitter that I got from Walmart. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this white in whenever I get it open. Let me tell you, it was not easy. Had to literally take my goddamn scissors and stab it in there. That's more of an ultra fine glitter, so I figured it would fill in any little spots and give it some extra little shimmer. We're going with that shimmer mermaid look here, and you'll see that as this video keeps going on, especially on my next step. But you don't have to do the next step. You can, I'll explain it when I get to it. Look at this blue, you guys. Oh my god, it's so pretty. Again, it was a little sample pack you can get in Walmart. It doesn't say what colors these glitters are or anything. Like, I would have to take this blue into the store with me to try to find it. Because I am loving this blue. And I do have other pretty shades of blue, like turquoise and light blues, but for a darker tone blue, this one's really, really pretty. Now I'm going to add some lines to make like fin lines. Don't know, it just popped in my head. Like, let me add some lines in here. And you know what? This whole time, I don't even know really what real mermaid looks. Well, I mean, I sort of know what a real mermaid looks like, but you know what I mean.
Like, I don't know the details. So I'm just doing my own little details. And designing it the way I want. So these little lines help cover up where my purple doesn't look all fancy on the front like it did on the back. And that just gave it the extra little touch it needed. I'm really impressing myself. I'm sorry. I'm like, I know I keep like saying it, but this one, I thought the pumpkin carrots, the pumpkin carrots was, phew, that blew my mind. I will say that. And then when I did the rabbit bunny one, the wood cut out, and then added to the wreath. God, that was so pretty. I don't know, just some of the things I end up doing just totally amazes me. And I'm, from the beginning of this channel, I was not supposed to be a crafter. Like, I started doing my own little glam thing, and I was going to add jewelry and all to my channel, and then I started meeting all the YouTubers and joining in collabs, and then I started crafting, but I gotta say, you guys, I've gotten so much better in the whole year I've been doing this so far. I still want to bring jewelry and all to my channel. I might have to do a separate channel. I don't know. I don't even know if I can handle 2 channels. But my jewelry channel wouldn't be with collaborations or anything. It would be just jewelry. I don't know. I just love doing jewelry. I love teaching it. Oh, I wish I could go back to it so bad right now. That's what I want to do at my home. I want to be able to do one-on-one classes. So I think I'm going to have to end up doing a separate channel. Keep this as like my crafting channel. And then do what my name was when I first started doing jewelry, with Donna's Jewelry Creations and More. And then just do a jewelry channel. I don't know, a friend of mine does 2 channels. He said it's pretty tough, but the only thing is, I already got this channel built up. Starting over again would totally suck. I don't know, I need your guys' opinion. Should I start maybe I'll just do like one jewelry thing a month or something. Like, pick a day. So this is what I call painting with glitter. That's basically what I'm doing. Oh my god. Sorry, that's a goddamn tractor trailer hitting our goddamn brakes. Why? Because they fly by my house. So again, I apologize for noise. I live out in the country, but I live on like a main road. And there's definitely more traffic than I would like. Guess that's why we're always in my backyard, because this is like our oasis. We've really done it up this summer, you guys. Like, you haven't even seen it since I did my scarecrow video, but we have added so much. Like, my husband is like into it now and decorating the yard. It trips me out. Like, At first he was like, oh, you're making more work for me. I gotta weed whack around this and weed whack around that. And now, you guys, this summer, he's been on Facebook Marketplace buying this decoration and that decoration, and we got lighted palm trees and all around our pool and all kinds of stuff. It's just like everywhere I look it's decorated. It is so goddamn pretty. Like, I really should just do a video of that. Just of a tour of me walking around my yard and showing all the little details what we did this past summer. Before it's all packed away, because I told him, I said, you know what? Because I always do like fake flowers in baskets. Because why not? I've tried to have flowers in baskets before to hang. And they, you know what? They all die. So I started doing fake flowers. And, you know, they're not too goddamn cheap. So I was like, we're bringing all this stuff in. I'm not having the weather destroy it. So before we bring it in, I'm going to have to walk around and do a video. Just a short little garden tour. Yes, I know it's not what my channel is about, but those who follow me have seen my yard and have complimented how beautiful my yard is and all. And just to see what all we've done. So now, I'm taking some Mod Podge. And I'm going to make her a little bikini top. And, yep, you guessed it. No, it's not exactly what you think. The other side is not better than this side. But I do it different. I have no idea, you guys. One minute she got a bikini top, next minute she got like a crop top on. It is what it is. No one knows that but you and I. Unless someone's gonna walk around and be like, oh, nice cake. Oh, she got a different top on each side. But I'm putting it on thick. Again, it's just Mod Podge. I keep it in a squeeze bottle. Because I bought a huge bottle of it at at Michael's. And I'm not pulling out that big container all the time. Plus, it's so much easier just to have it in a squeeze bottle. So think about that when you use something a lot. If you use glue or Mod Podge a lot, grab them squeeze bottles in Dollar Tree in the summertime. Look, now you can see she got a different top as I'm flipping back and forth. Oh, that looks actually funny. I just realized that. Oh, well. Two different type of bikini tops. And yeah, I know, I should have had my glitter tray out, but I wasn't even gonna, like, I don't even know. I was just going with it. I should just have my glitter tray out or just a piece of wax paper to catch all that. And it is what it is. Sometimes I'm just like, go with it. Just one of them crackers. I will say this little paper holder I made, yeah, that's on video too, was like the best idea I ever came up with because, boy, I used to always have a huge mess to clean up. And now it's so much easier. I just take my scissors, slide it along like you're cutting a piece of wrapping paper and toss it in the trash and pull the other part down and I have a clean table again. So I'm just taking the liner brush here and outlining it, her top, and we're going to add the pink, as you see. And sorry, I'm just bringing it in front of my face. You guys don't need to see my terrible looking face right now. What I look like when I'm bumming it around. You know, I used to do my hair and makeup all the time. But you guys all know I have the 80s look. And that is just... one, I don't know. As I got older, I realized that all that gook in my hair and on my face is just not good for me. And I never was a big makeup person when I was younger. I wore a little bit of eyeliner, mascara, and lip gloss as a teenager. That was it. But shoot, when I do put makeup on, ooh, my dad says something. He's like, you got way too much makeup on. He don't believe in makeup. Oh my god, he was so strict. I wasn't allowed to get a haircut. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup. Wasn't allowed to have boyfriends. Wasn't allowed to date. Super strict. So now I'm gonna like detail her face a little bit. I'm just gonna take this little black Sharpie here that isn't working. That's one of my jewelry markers. Well, that one's no good. And I was trying to give her like a little V for an eye, not a little indentation. But now I'm gonna take a bigger marker and pray I don't mess it up. But guess what? Yep, the other side looked better. Oh my goodness. Drove me nuts. Yeah, as you see, I got every little area I could. Because I'm going to have this forever. Until I die, so. I'm going to take a pink marker. And I'm just going to outline the very edge of that wood. The very, very edge. On the front and the back. And then in the center of the edge of the wood. Here I am taking a blue marker. Like, really. And is that blue marker really going to show up on that black? No. I don't even know why I tried. So we got some blue paint. I'm gonna grab my little dotting tool that I used to use for my nails. And we're gonna give her a little eye on both sides. Just a little dot on the front, next to the edge of the wood. And I might add, oh no, you know what? No, I'm not gonna add any white to her. Oops. I already sealed her up. Oh well. Totally forgot about that part. So here I have this yarn from Dollar Tree. And I thought this was the closest color to hair. So I have quite a few pieces of strands cut the same length almost in a little piece. And I'm just going to tie that in a knot. And later on we're going to attach it and trim it. But that's going to be her beautiful long blonde hair. So we're going to set that aside. Yep, we're not done with her. I have this bling wrap. It's not the one that's concave inward. It's the one that looks like a little round circle bubble. Like little beads. That's what it looks like. Little half beads. And so I'm going to add that to her waist. And I start in the back. And yeah, you guessed it. I like the back better. Oh god, it just keeps happening, you guys. I don't get it. It's so funny. Lesson learned on this one. I probably shouldn't even made her a little goddamn clay hand and put the balloons on and cut her thumb and all off and everything. And I wouldn't have been redoing it all over, but one side's better looking than the other. So we're just going to cut a little piece because I like that little piece hanging in the back. And I'm going to add it onto the front here. Trying to get the little glitter off, it's all over. And now we're going to cut some more because I'm still not done. I keep thinking of things to do. Yep, now we're going to outline her bikini top to match her little belt jewels she has around her waist. I don't know what you want to call it. If anything, I would call it a piece of jewelry. But anyhow, the little thing that goes around her waist, I just added. We're going to make it match. So I add a little bit of hot glue. This mermaid's taking me forever. This was my third night working on this. Wait, her hand and balloons, filling her in, sanding her. Yeah, then adding all this. Yeah, this is second night. And then last night was third night. And I'm still not done. Because you gotta do it in steps and let it dry. And I'm loving the way that looks too. Look at that, super adorable. Now it's time to touch her up. Because I see glitter that's on there from the Mod Podge and I can't get it off. So we're just going to paint right on over that. And I think that's it. Now let her dry. I'm not going to say for sure because I don't remember. And yes, I'm doing my voiceover again outside. So you get to hear the birdies and the wind chimes. Having my morning coffee. I like craft, edit, and the next morning I do my voiceover. So we're going to let her dry. Aha, now we're to the third night here. Alright, you guys. Now to work on more. I have this muslin fabric here. I'm just going to rip myself a piece off. And I want that torn edge look. And that's why I did that. And I have some glue sticks here, and you'll see why. Now I'm going to take this Mod Podge, and I'm going to saturate this fabric with this Mod Podge. And we're going to lay it over these glue sticks. And I'm going to try to stick it down in between them. And we're going to let that sit here and dry. This was attempt number 3. I did cut all that out. because no one wants to see my total screw ups. Like, I'll tell you what I did wrong. I tried to do it after I do this step, and it bled really bad. Ruined it. So now we're doing it different. So I have another piece of that muslin fabric. And you can see, I have a mess there. Told you, I messed up. Not once, not twice. Or actually twice. So I have this congratulations stamp. So I stamped that on. And then I'm going to put, I have this little stamp set I got from Amazon. And I'm going to line it up best I can and put subscribers. I don't like how the E's so far away from the B, but there's really nothing I could do because I'm using this kit. And this is the only letters I own when it comes to stamping. At least that I know of. I don't know. I'm not big into stamping. Haven't touched these stamps since I used to do scrapbooking. And then I put 1K. So I put congratulations 1K subscriber. Now here was number 2 attempt. You see the ERS? Well, I had it on the wrong line, and it ended up being high. So that was attempt number 2, and I had to throw it away. And attempt number 1 where I added the Mod Podge, and it bled so bad. So now I want this smaller. I don't want this that big. So we're back to ripping. I hope this works out the way I want, you guys. And I don't like still how big it is. So I'm going to try carefully to rip that side so it doesn't mess up my wording. So now I got one piece that's drying with Mod Podge and then this piece. And let's hope it works. I'm going to let that dry. Now we're going to jump back over to our mermaid in a minute here. So I'm just making sure I rub in the Mod Podge, and I'm just going to add a little bit of wax paper underneath so it doesn't stick to my paper on the table. And the reason I'm using the glue stick, because I know that's not going to stick to it, and it'll wipe right off the Mod Podge, will wipe right off the glue stick. But I want that ripple look, and hopefully it'll work. This is a test, I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. So here's my little mermaid again. Now save all these different types of lids and bottle caps and everything, because you never know what you can use them for. Little wheels and little prop-ups like this. So I'm going to prop up my mermaid here. And have some glitter. Have them little stars that I showed I bought. If you saw my Hobby Lobby haul. They're really tiny silver stars. And then I have some silver glitter. And yeah, let's put some wax paper down. This is going to get messy. You do not have to do this step. I'm doing this step because I want this to last forever. And 2, I have this thing about if you gotta clean something. So I mean, you can use it. You can put my pies on it. It ain't going to destroy the cupcake liners and all because they're plastic coating inside. But I'm going to do it with resin. So I have my part A and part B. And I'm just going to add my part A into my cup and my part B. Once I get myself all situated here and make myself some room. Now as you see, part A is runnier and part B is super thick. It takes a lot longer to pour. So I do equal parts. And I double checked. That's why I picked them up like that. I'm going to take my part A and dump it into my part B. Stir it up. Well, yeah. Don't mind my dirty fingers, I got ink all over me. So here I decided to add in some silver glitter. I didn't want to add too much because I didn't know. It's second time of me ever doing resin. So I wasn't sure how much I needed to add, and I didn't want a lot. I just wanted that little fairy tale sparkle all over. And I add a little bit of stars. And you'll see later on I end up adding more onto her. So just make sure you mix it well. Now, I am going to end up using one of them Dollar Tree foam brushes to do this. Something that's cheap and I could throw away. It's the only thing I could think of. And I'm just going to give her a coat with this resin. And yes, being the impatient crafter I am, I did not wait to do both sides. Good God, that would be 2 days. No, I want to get this video up. And yes, I know I'm not wearing gloves. Boy, I wish I would've, because it did get on my fingers, and this stuff is sticky. But a little bit of rubbing alcohol and some Dawn got it off. So I'm going to go along and coat the back. Not completely. Well, I didn't do the back as well as I did the front, but it's still coated. You can tell a little bit when you're doing it if you miss a spot, because it does soak in a tiny little bit in the paper. And you can tell where it's lighter. So here I have a little bit left. I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to dump it on her. We're just going to go all in there. We're going to coat what I have left in this cup on her. I got the back done some, and this is the front. Again, you don't have to do this step. You can use Mod Podge. But I want this to last like forever. And yeah, I'm adding onto the balloons and everything. Oh, we got a nice little breeze. Hear the wind chime? Now, we didn't end up with enough sparkle in my book here. So here we go with the stars. I didn't add a lot on her body. Just some. And a little bit of silver. Then you can just take your little stick and place them where you want to. If there's too many bunched together. And I'm just getting all the drops that spilled, dripped off of her. Like, hey, I'll have to put it on my project here. And that's where I noticed you could tell in a couple spots where it was wet from the resin and where it wasn't. So I'm making sure I get every little spot I can see. Because it's very slight difference. You see I'm squeezing out the sponge onto her. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna fix these balloons a little because it's just not cool. They just don't look super glam to me. And I looked in my stash. I did not have a pretty green. I do not have a pastel yellow. And yeah, I'm gonna add some of that color on there. That's why it's wet. It will be like redone again with Mod Podge. Because it's not completely solid. Excuse me. Then I have like this crystal type clear iridescent glitter from Walmart. So I'm gonna sprinkle that on my balloons. That'll give it some more nice little glam look. They were just too plain. They had clear glitter on them, but not much, and it was just, I don't know. So I figured while I had this out, we're gonna add to her outfit, give it some more shine. And let her dry. Okay, now I have these two bikini top seashells from the Dollar Tree. And I'm going to take some E6000 here that I have. I'm going to add that to the edge of my shell. And then glue the two pieces together. Well, I'm trying to. I thought it would be easy, just E6000 it and I can clamp it. And I was wrong. Again. Did not work. So I learned through my crafting experience here lately, not everything can be clamped. So, just pull out the handy dandy glue gun. Let's try this attempt again. Gonna add some hot glue to it. That didn't stay. We're gonna have to hold that up with something till the hot glue sets. The hot glue is gonna be my immediate hold, and the E6000 is gonna be my permanent hold. I'm like, okay, stay there. Let me get something. Alright, we have something to hold the back while it sets and dries. Now I'm really going to coat in that hot glue because this sucker is going to stay. So make sure you have your back shell leveled with the table like I am here. That way, and look, I bump it. We done moved it out of place. Now look, it's all wobbly, it's not leveled. Nope, not cool. It ain't gonna work. So we're going to fix that. So I'm trying to bend it and do whatever. So I decided to grab my heat gun here, and I'm going to heat up this shell. Hopefully I can bend it some. It does work, but also it helps heat up the hot glue, which made it easier for me to bend that left side over there to make it more level. And yes, I get it perfectly leveled. And once I got it perfectly level, see I pressed my finger on it, and we're going to glob some more hot glue in there. I do fill in the holes with some hot glue and paint over them. I just didn't do it in this video. But that's all I do. I just fill in my holes with a little bit of hot glue and paint over them. So make sure I'm leveled, and I am. So now I'm going to let this cool and set.
Alright, you guys, now we're finally getting to the end here. So I took my little iron and I ironed that 1K subscriber fabric onto the other one. Then I wrapped it around my glue stick and just kept the shape that I wanted. Now I'm going to take my drill. I have 2 Jenga blocks here that I painted white and wood glued together. I'm just going to drill a hole through these. And I have a wooden skewer here, make sure that's going to fit. And that's what's going to hold our mermaid up. And if you don't have a wooden skewer, another thing I recommend to save is chopsticks. They come in handy. So I'm just poking a hole through the bottom of her for now. And sorry about the background noise, someone's mowing the grass. So wait a second. Figuring out what I'm going to do next. I have that wooden skewer. Let's work on our little flag sign. So I'm going to cut my wooden skewer. A little bit shorter than my fabric. Now we're jumping all over the place. Now we're going back to our mermaid. And I have that little Jesus, yarn that I took, that I made into hair. And we're going to add her hair on. Now when I get to this side, my knot is not exactly in the center. So I gotta pull a couple pieces out longer to make her hair a little bit longer on the back. So just measure your yarn around both sides of her head on the left and the right. So you make sure you have the right amount of yarn. I'm just going to move that balloon out of my way here. Start working on her hair. Just straighten out your strands and glue them in place where you want them. And of course the back is like perfect already. Like really. But we're going to go with it. We're just going to hot glue that down. I want to try to keep the shape as the wood, best as I can. Trim off any little pieces I don't need. Bring the front of her hair a little forward into her forehead. And then bring that side back. Just make sure you get all your strands sort of tacked down. Best as you can. I know it's hard when you're messing with yarn and hot glue. Like, look at this side. A total mess, isn't it? We gotta straighten it all out. But first, I want to make sure I get that piece of wood. So I'm gonna run my hot glue along that wood and cover that edge up. Let's work on the front of her hair. And start hot gluing it down. Then of course we're gonna end up giving her a little trim because no one's hair. We want some layers in her hair. Okay, now we're moving into the house because my phone's dying from all this recording. So you won't hear the tractor. Now you're gonna hear the terrible AC unit. So I need to plug in my phone. Yeah, I'm down to 2%. Ooh, that was close. Well, hopefully I can finish this voiceover. Oh my. So just keep adjusting her hair strands and gluing them in. I think she's looking really nice. Once I'm done fiddling with her, now I have this little starfish that came with her. So we're gonna decorate that up. So I went and got my little box of bling. We're gonna add some little pearls and diamonds to this starfish. So I'm gonna take my Aliens tacky glue, add a little bit of that on. Grab my little tool to pick them up. And put the diamond in the center, and then add the pearls, 2 on each side of the little starfish. Just like that. Let me just adjust them so I don't see the holes. Because they all seem to turn with the holes up. Sprinkle a little bit of this glitter on it from Walmart. And we're going to hot glue that right on her hair. Without touching our little decorations while they're drying. Now she is complete. Yay, we finished her. Let's get back to my little sign that I want to add to my balloons, but I can't add this until after my resin sets. Excuse me. Now, I'm doing this wrong. I'm letting you guys know now. This was not working out. But I wanted you to see, I went and cut a little piece. Oh, no. This is the wrong part. I'm sorry. I wrapped the wire around, and then I'm going to hot glue it in to the fabric. But I did add the Aliens tacky glue onto the wood skewer that I cut. Now let's hot glue it down inside our fabric. I'm jumping ahead of myself here on this video. Now I have my wooden skewer, and this is where I wasn't thinking at the moment. I'm like measuring how long from the sign to the balloon of a stick I will need. Well, to let you guys know, that is not going to work. I started doing it and I'm like, hold on. This is not going to hold it down, hold it up correctly where I need it to. So here I go. I start wrapping the wire around. Then I realize this is definitely not going to work. Look, see how flimsy it is? It is not going to work. So we got to start over. So I'm going to take a whole wooden skewer. I'm going to see how far I need. And I'm going to glue that to the very back. Now, my camera does shut out, so I'm going to tell you what I did. I tacked that down, then I took a piece of scrap fabric and hot glued it on back of that stick to cover it up. And yes, still part of my stick I can see, like through the front here, and I'm going to have to give it a little coat of paint if it's really bothering me. Which it probably will. So I'm probably going to paint this stick later on. Which I can't add it until my resin completely dries, so that I end up doing that. So I'm just going to take this white wire and I'm going to completely wrap this stick that's sticking out with the wire, and I'm adding the alien tacky glue on the front. And then as I go along and twirling it, I keep pushing it in. Then I add a dab of hot glue on the very back, here and there in random spots, to hold it in place while that alien's tacky glue sets up. Again, the alien's tacky glue is on the front of the stick and the hot glue is going on the back. And we just hurry up and wrap the whole stick. And then what I'm going to do is, once everything's all dry, I'm just going to attach that, wrap that wire around where the balloon stick is, and then glue my little flag on top of the one balloon. Like right here. I'm going to wrap the wire around the center and then hot glue it right on top of that balloon. But I can't do that part until the next part I'm going to show you sets up with the resin, because it'll make my mermaid unlevel. And I'm not even going to show it in this video, but here's when my camera shut off, which means the back wasn't done. I'm showing. And this part didn't show where I stuck the stick in with the wooden block. And again, Donna's not thinking. I'm thinking my mermaid's gonna go that far down. And I'm hot gluing it. Thinking, oh, she's just gonna sit way down inside this shell. Nope. You'll see. So I'm gonna take my shell. I'm gonna drill a hole in the very center of it. Because we're gonna need our skewer to go through the top of our cake. To hold this topper in place. I mean, yes, we're gonna have our spackle and icing and all for our icing, but we still need something to tack it down with. So I'm adding my mermaid in, and I need something to hold her now. I got a stick going through this shell. And yep, I had to move that piece of wood down. Because like I said, I wasn't thinking. So there is a little gap coming from the mermaid going down to the seashell. So I'm hot gluing this in place. Now there is still a little gap underneath the seashell. And my camera cut off again. But what I did was I took a popsicle stick and I cut a little couple pieces and stuck underneath the wood block in the shell to make it level. I ended up adding 3 little tiny stacks on each side underneath the wood blocks in between the stick. So now I'm getting 2 more cups and we're going to mix some resin again. So again, we're doing our A and our B, 50-50 of each. One-to-one ratio, equal parts. And keep making sure, if you do it this way, you don't have to use resin. You can use, what would I recommend? You can use Elmer's glue, but it'll take a while to dry, just like it's going to take a while to dry. Now, you can only use Elmer's glue to tack down, like, to mix in your sand and to glue it down. It's going to evaporate and stuff like that. You're not going to have this effect that I'm doing here. The only way you can get this effect is if you use resin. And I'm just picking out some seashells that I got from Bahamas and some coral. And I'm also using the Bahamas sand. And then I have some smaller seashells I end up using from Ocean City, Maryland, which is in this little bag I sat there and picked last year. They're super tiny. Great for jewelry. But anyhow. So I'm using the Bahama sand, which is white. Almost white. And then I'm using neutral color shells in coral. So I'm just picking out what I think I would like. Now, where I ended up gluing the shells together, I did end up in the very back. Remember I globbed all that hot glue back there? I did put sand over it. But I still don't like the look. So we're going to fix that later. So I'm going to mix my A and B here. And I want it the color of water. So I'm going to keep stirring this up. And I'm going to grab my alcohol ink once I'm done and add some, I think it was called sky blue. That's where I mix my sand in. Duh. Oh boy. Okay, I add my sand in. Now I grab the blue. And I add a drop and I don't see nothing. This is my now third time using resin, because remember the second time was putting it on the Mermaid. Now here I am adding more because I still couldn't see the color. And then I'm thinking, oh geez, I ruined the sand. I really didn't, you guys. The sand settles and the blue color does come up. And looks like water. So I'm just going to dump this sand in the back area. I want to be able to hide them blocks and all that I put in there. So that's my agenda right now, besides making this the whole water theme. Covering up them blocks, which then will... This is all going to really super secure the Mermaid. And let me tell you something, you guys. I was almost done. My husband comes down, and I ask him, what does he think? And he said, what's it for? And I told him. I said, my cake topper for my 1K. And he's like, so what are you going to do with it? I'm like, what do you mean? I'm going to keep it. He's like, so something else is going to sit around. I'm like, you only hit 1K subscribers one time. He's like, I'm not understanding. I'm like, it's like a trophy type thing. It's a celebration. It's me getting to 1K subscribers on my YouTube channel. Yes, it's going to sit around, and it's going to stay in my craft room. All this hard work, and he's like, oh, is there something going to sit around the house? So anyhow, I added more sand, and I'm adding my coral and all in. And whatever details I want. Now I have this piece of coral here. Yep, flop. But that piece of coral I end up using to hide the stick. You guys, I'm so upset that he said all that. I've been working so hard. I'm looking at him like, what? I'm doing a live video with a 3-tier cake. I spent so much money on different decor to put on this cake to make it beautiful because I know I'm keeping it for the rest of my life. And he says all that. This is going to be displayed in my craft room. It's a big achievement for me. I guess he don't think it's a big deal. Kind of like upset me and hurt my feelings. You guys know what I'm doing. I'm just adding shells and little starfish and all that into the resin. I'm like really stuck on right now about him saying, oh, it's just something's going to sit around the house again. See how the blue's coming up, you guys? I still wasn't happy with it. It wasn't covering them blocks the way I want it. So I'm adding more sand. Then I'm like, oh, yeah. Keep making sure it's level. 'Cause remember, the resin's going to level itself. And you don't want one side uneven than the other. Then I'm using this little rubber spatula to try to pile up the sand to that block. I really needed a spoon, but I didn't have one available at the time. So yep, I'm gonna sit here with this little spatula and put the sand exactly where I need. Actually, it worked out good because if I ever got resin on it, it would come right off. So at least I got the block hidden. Well, I thought I need more resin, but this time I need some clear. I got the blue down the bottom. So we're going to mix a little bit more resin up. Because I added so much sand and shells and all. I figured I could use a little bit more resin. And plus I got the blue coat below for the water, so why not add the clear coat on top? It might mix, I don't know. But if it does, oh well. At least I added more resin. So I'm just going to stir that up real quick. Making sure the thing is leveled. I was trying to see if I can lift it up on the back part of the shell, but nope. And I did switch bottles to a smaller one. Because I couldn't get it holding right on the wide mouth mason jar, so I'm using a gravy jar now that I have it sitting in. Because remember, I have a stick going down. So I add my clear resin in. And I'm like, okay, what else am I going to add? And look, here I am hitting it again. Gosh. I'm just adjusting. Some of the spots, some of the sand was sticking up. And then some spots, the sand wasn't covered, so I'm just like moving it around. Hopefully the resin will absorb into that sand. If not, I'll have to add more resin. No, I can't add more resin to it. I don't know. Hopefully it will. Otherwise, I don't know. So here's that piece of coral that I said was going to go in front of the stick. Well, it fell down and got sand and all over it, so I had to wipe it off. Now I'm putting it in front of that stick again, the very front, to hide it. I think it's turning out really, really good. I think this is going to be a really pretty mermaid under the sea 3-tier cake. Sorry about that. So yep, I need a little bit more sand, so I'm using a shell and all to put it in there. Now I want to add one of these starfish. Now, I want the starfish to touch in the resin so it'll stay. Then I'm going to hot glue it on the side of the top shell, just to hold it in place while the resin is curing. And then the bottom one tip will be right inside that resin and will stay permanently. Now remember I said the back where I put all that glue and you guys saw that, and then I decided to add sand over it. Well, I still don't like the looks of it, so we're going to add some shells back there to hide it. So I'm just picking out some white neutral shells. And this is about when my husband come down and I asked him what he thought and made me mad. Oh God, my phone's really dying. So I'm at a couple more shells and thank God we're almost at the end because my phone's down to 1% here. And I want to get this video up for you guys. So then I add this cute little white shell here going towards that sand pile. And then to secure them shells more, once I get this big one in there to push some other shells forward, I'm going to hot glue it in place. But I am not hot gluing in the resin. I am hot gluing to the back or the top of the seashell. And I've hit this thing so many times, I need to make sure it's leveled again. And I'm like, okay, we gotta make this stuff stay in place. And that's what we're gonna do. Then we're gonna get to the final reveal once I'm done hot gluing these on the back of this top seashell. Not in the resin, on the very top. See, towards the top, you guys. I'm not going anywhere near the resin. Make sure it's level. Now here's the final reveal. My camera light's off, so I turn it on. I know it's still hard to be able to see her. I do add pictures at the end with my flash on. You can see how the blue is in this, then it goes clear in the water. Looks really good. And then once all this is set, then I'll add my little flag, and you'll see that attached when I do my live video and do my 3-tier undersea mermaid cake. Tell me what you guys think. I'm loving it. I think she's a beautiful cake topper. Leave me your comments below. And subscribe and hit that notification bell for when you see when I do this undersea mermaid fake baked cake. Sorry, there was a piece of glue string on her face. And I saw it when I got close. I was like, oh no, that's got to go. She looks better in the pictures, so here they are. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment. Bye. See you on the next video.